So, hello and welcome to the live broadcast Best for the World, summing up and also moving forward from what we have created so far. And we will share with you, first of all, a short presentation of what we have done the last 2-3 weeks together. We have been approximately 70-80 people co-creating a live broadcast called Best for the World together. And so I will now start a screen share, and hopefully you will all see this. The next coming half an hour, we will go through this short presentation. We will also move into a workshop together, and we will hopefully find new ways forward. So first of all, a short story of what have led to this point, and this from my point of view, of course. You can always have other points of view. Okay. So here we go. Some 10 years ago, I was really challenged by life, and late one night in a telephone call with a woman on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, I had my life's biggest insight. And the insight was that the future isn't something we should be equipped to face, it is something we create. And I was really furious about that no one had told me this, neither in my childhood and nor in school. And worse, the story I had been told wasn't capable to explain what I just experienced. At the same time, I also realized I can't put the blame on anyone else. I'm part of a society. And this is something I have to work with. And every day really starts with a choice, and the choice of being a creator of possibilities or a victim of circumstances. So at the point we are right now, we really need a new story of us, a new fundamental assumption for how the world works. And it is really time to choose a new and life-affirming metaphor for the world. With intentional decisions, we can actually be persons in organizations instead of individuals in a collective. And with intentional decisions, we can be winners and not defined by losers. So winning and losing aren't like connected to each other. And with intentional decisions, we can ask, how can I help you instead of what's in it for me? And with intentional decisions, we can create life-affirming habits. So Jens, please give us a little bit about the background. What happened 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, so we were sitting together 3 weeks ago, late Friday evening, and discussing some topics. And basically what we realized is that there are several things that were coming together. So first of all, we realized that right now, through the coronavirus, we are experiencing how the current system is actually coming to its limits. It's basically reaching its peak. We see it in every aspect. It's crumbling on every corner. And at the same time, this gives us a unique opportunity to actually be in sync. The whole world is in sync right now and is invited to take a pause and to reflect. And on top of that, we have been practicing kind of a new paradigm story and way of working from the new paradigm, I guess for almost the last 10 to 30 years. And that is by creating and intentionally choosing what to create. And that all these points together basically resulted then in before that, we also want to say something about how we organized this idea, because this was essentially important to us of how we actually do it. And this is very much in line with what we believe is the new paradigm, the way of working. So we invited everyone from our network that we knew for co-creation, shared this invitation to people that we thought would be interested, and then also invited them to share it further in their network. And that actually, created some ripple effects. So we had international co-creators in the end. As I said, it was a very open invitation, and in some point it was also very self-organizing. We as Emprogage hosted this, and our way of working, which we also have described in one of the concepts, through this dynamic cell structure, actually gave us this flexibility. We provided kind of this structure, but I mean, thanks to you, to all the co-creators, you have filled this structure with so much inspiring content.
And talking about structure provided, also principles provided. For first of all, choosing is fundamental in some way. And what we have done is that we have used guiding principles, empathy over sympathy, and we have used proactivity before reactivity. And
You're muted.
okay, thank you. Sorry.
We had over 100, almost 100 co-creators. We had 45 concepts. So if you just watching this right now, you can all find the concepts and the content that has been created on bestforthe.world on our website. And as Stellan said, it was kind of believing in creating something while it is being created. And the metaphor we can use here is maybe building a bridge while walking on it. And in that way, you have to believe that your next step is going to be put on the bridge. Because we had actually, when we started Friday at 11, not all the spots in the tableau were filled. We still had open time slots. And we had still people saying, oh, I still want to participate. How can I do it? So there was an ongoing process, basically.
Yeah, and also I believe in that people would join, and that also made room for new concepts. So at all, we had those 45 concepts coming up, and those are the ones that you can find on the web page, and you can listen to each and of them. Some of them broadcasted twice or even 3 times, and there were also some concepts broadcasting 4 or 5 times, but most of those had 1 or 2 occasions in the program tableau. And we also wanted to see how we could strengthen the connections that already existed. So this is a way of amplifying also, coming together instead of having those as divided parts. We put them together instead of separating it. And the way to talk about it was to talk about a holistic way of broadcasting. So again, a trust in intent and a trust in people. And those are some of the sayings from or thoughts of what happened. And first one saying, I challenge myself and grew personally at the same time as I deliver content to the broadcast. So this is actually building the bridge as you walk it. Another person saying, seeing how people create together to make a difference for the world. And when talking about best for the world, you have to first, of course, realize that that means different things for different people. But at the same time, there is a joint feeling of what it means. And that is the next one, for being part of a community of people seeing possibilities and opportunities. So that is probably what actually brought us all together. So what we're going to do now is to explore new ideas together. And we will have a breakout session here for 10 minutes. And while you're in the breakout sessions, 3 and 3 approximately, we will also, for the ones who are listening at the broadcast right now, have a little wrap up of the concepts and so on. So while you're working in those breakout sessions, we will continue the broadcast and you will get back in 10 minutes. So we have prepared rooms for everyone in this meeting right now. And the question you're going to work on is, what can we now create? What can we now create? So I will now stop the sharing for a while, and we will see that everyone gets a room. And someone in each room has to take a little bit of extra leadership because we need some kind of a presentation afterwards. So that is the idea behind it. And let's see how the rooms look like right now. We have, let's see there, there. We just add you in rooms, and we have now 5, 6 rooms. Norbert, Pontus, and we hope that you are at least 3 people in each room. We will see that later on, of course. So we have assigned the rooms now. Okay, so you are 3 people in each room, and we will now open the room. So you have 10 minutes together, and the question is, what can we now create? What can we now create? So good luck, everyone, and see you in 10 minutes. It looks like there are 2, 3. Mats didn't join. No problem. Who's left? Orland? Is he going? Can we see that? Okay, so while people now have moved into those rooms, we have a short presentation on, let's see if everything works out. Mats, you can, and Roland, you can join the rooms if you like, or you can stay here with a shared screen. So in 10 minutes, we will have the rest back. So we will continue the presentation now. Okay, so for you who are listening to this broadcast now, we have a breakout session now for the people who have been engaged in the Best for the World broadcast. And we will give you some more insights and ideas on what have emerged from this live broadcast. It all started as an idea 3 weeks ago, and it came to be 2 weeks after. So last weekend, a week ago, we had this live broadcast. Approximately 100 people co-creating 45 different concepts. So let's see. Some of the insights we want to share with you. Those are the words from the co-creators.
Yeah, so I'm just going to read some of the reflections. I will be more clear in expressing my views. I will go on with dialogues with Mother Earth every day. I will review some of my own habits. I will change my way of thinking about online meetings. I will be braver. I would also love to participate in a broadcasted conversation with a theme about life-changing choices. And I will incorporate those insights into programs to support and expand resilience and reinvention of how management treat people, of how decisions get made for wider benefit.
And some of the insights also connected to that it was possible to do something, and that is also a personal experience from the broadcast, that an idea is very powerful in itself, and if you share it on a common understanding, or if you have a common purpose, it will be so. Yeah. How to move forward then, Jens? Do we have some ideas on that?
Yeah, we have already gathered some ideas, and yeah, one is, for example, it's a great opportunities to reinvent how global issues are resolved and how to co-create solutions to tough challenges.
Yeah, this is interesting. I actually was in a future show yesterday about Hack the Crisis, and I asked the question, have any of you who are working with hackathon ever had the question, can we hack the economy? And maybe, and it was a little bit shocking, I guess, for the people there, but this is what we need most right now. So hack the school system and reinvent the social welfare system, reinvent organizations and so on.
Yeah, that's pretty much in line with someone else also said. I want to understand and explore the thoughts of new ways of organizations We talked a little bit about our Emprogage way of working and how this way of working also enabled us to set up this whole structure. And we believe that is something we need in the future to be more resilient, to be more agile, to be fastly responding to changes in the environment, and to be, as a company, able to react on those changes.
And when it comes to a personal level, you can always see how you work, and I mean the way of working. Concepts that one can be created outdoors, and that is something that we maybe haven't believed before. All business is done indoors almost, so you can actually move out in the free space and of Mother Earth and have both workshops and customer events and stuff like that.
And I guess especially in these times, we speak about physical distancing because we believe that as human beings, we are social creatures. We always need to come together, and it's so important to have social contact. That is also in line with what some people expressed here already, is that it is a way of uniting change makers in these times through virtual meetings, by bringing people together from all around the world. And instead of having one-to-one meetings, we could have two-on-one meetings. And what I read out of this is that it is not just a dialogue, or we had before the discussion on e-learning. E-learning is normally done in a very individualistic way. I am sitting alone at home and learning something. Why not making it interactive and engaging for people?
And also when we have this opportunity right now to reinvent the world, to make change makers around the world come together and see that also connected to existing structures as universities and any actually sustainability focused context. And one here is saying the concept support people to take an action initiated by themselves and in a wider group. So it's actually solutions for the next paradigm that we can now let them both emerge, but also with intent create them.
Yeah, and I think the last point that you touched upon is so crucial in everything that we do, like bringing in your whole person, bringing in your personal passion, your personal motivation. What is it really that you as an individual wants to create and has the ability to do it, and just sets out the intent? Sometimes this is already enough. I realized
for persons to come together.
For persons to come together and to create and realize this dream. And maybe this is also an invitation for, if you are feeling right now this is something you would like to host, this is something where you would like to create content, please reach out to us. As we said before, we are very open to also sharing this concept with other initiatives, with other groups of people who are willing to create content that is in the direction that is best for the world. And you can reach us in the best way is bestforthe.world, the website, or bfw@bestforthe.world email address.
So bestforthe.world is the webpage that also was co-created during those 2 weeks of intense work. So now that it already exists, we can use it for more. So if you want to carry the torch, as Jens says, please contact us. And if you just want to add something in one of the concepts, we have a YouTube channel, we can use that, and we have this webpage, and we have a lot of connections around the world. So right now we are having still some minutes left for, there's 2 minutes left for the workshop, and in 1 minute I will close all the rooms, and then it takes another minute for it to close, and people will probably come in here again. So if you want to support us, use the Patreon account. We go to patreon.com/bestfortheworld, and we need your help also to be able to continue this platform, of course. And what emerges from now on forward, it's very interesting to see what the workshop has created. So shall we go and close the rooms and see what's happening?
Yes, let's see what our co-creators come up with.
I will stop the screen sharing now and see how people will join into the room. They will have another minute, I guess. And let's see what they have come up with ideas together. That will be very interesting. And here you also see the capability capes on, and looking into the, we can call it the future. And now people are coming back, so I will stop the screen sharing and see how people now join us. So welcome back, everyone. We still have a minute or something in the breakout rooms, I guess. 70 seconds, it will all close. And we will also take a photo of everyone here, because we have plenty of more people now than we were when we started out. So welcome back, everyone. And now I think that everyone has come back. So what we will do now is that we will take another screenshot. So if you please just wave to the cameras, and we will take a screenshot there. Great, super. And we have had breakout sessions for you who follow us on the live YouTube live. We have had 6 breakout rooms. So why not starting with breakout room number 1? It was Anna, Parham, and Sadaf. Please, any one of you can share your thoughts and ideas.
Okay, I can go on. So we spoke about the connectivity issue between us. I mean, Zoom is a way to connect, but there are so many other people out there who are working for the world. And I think Sadaf was also pointing out that the conversation and ideas that needs to be shared between each other is getting lost because of that. And how to work for a better cause and based on human values. And I mentioned that I'm working on a project called For This World that is actually trying to solve that issue. So we are developing a digital collaboration platform at the moment.
Great.
And yeah, basically how we can connect based upon this idea, best for the world and For This World was one of the topics that I brought up.
Thank you very much, Pam. A good summarizing of your breakout session. In breakout room 2, we had Emma, Jonas, and Thomas. Any one of you who can help us out what you talked about?
Yes, I think we pretty much had the same conversation. We introduced ourselves, and we think that this can be a good platform for collaboration, as you said in group number 1. All the 3 of us work with personal development and leadership, and this can be a platform to come out and make us visible to help others, and just be there for people so they can, everyone can be a better place. Everything starts with you. Everyone, I think our deepest feeling is fear and love, and many people don't know to, we are scared, and we can be a secure platform as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Emma. Breakout room 3, it was Gabrielle, Mette, and Michael. Any of you who can help us out what you talked about?
Yes.
Yep. Yes, super.
We talked a little bit about it's the bridge that you told us that we are building the bridge right now that we're working on, and this is also a perfect opportunity to tell this story to more people so that they get the idea. Mette drew a good picture of that, and that is a picture we can draw a better version of and spread around so people get what we're doing right now in the world. So I think that sums it up great.
So about amplifying the story.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Michael. Breakout room 4 was Cecilia, Martin, and Mats. I don't know if Mats ever joined, but Cecilia and Martin, can anyone of you help out?
Yes, I could help you out with this. We had a really nice conversation. We were also introducing each other and what part did we do to share for a better world. and we had completely different roles, and that was one background role and one front role, and that was really interesting. That it's bigger than we think, maybe. We were talking about a broadcasting series with a theme where we meet people who have made life-changing choices, people who would love to share their story and what they used to do and what they're doing instead, and what did that change do to them, to their soul, to their heart, to their personality. That's actually our idea. And then I actually thought about people, we don't have to send from a studio, we can go out and meet people on the spot. People who are working in positions that are life-changing right now or has been doing it. So it can be both in presence and past. That's our share.
Yeah, thank you very much, Cecilia.
Thank you.
Great ideas. And breakout room 5, it was Carolina, Norbert, and Pontus, I guess. Any of you can help us out?
Maybe I could try to start here. We got very involved in describing what we had done in our various parts, and it was kind of similar. So it's we're working with purpose and how to connect, make connections both with your inner and outer world and so on. We didn't really come to any what we could create, but we are into the spreading and maybe the digital platform as Parham talked about. So that could be something that we would really like to do going ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pontus. And when we have the breakout room 6, Göran and Tiema, I don't know if you had also Roland there or Janet or whoever it was, but Göran and Tiema, could you please help us out? What happened in room number 6? See if anyone there.
Hello. How do I do? Carolina, how do I do? How do I do?
We can hear you, definitely. We hear you. We just want you to share what your ideas was in the breakout room.
Okay, good. I did it unintentionally. Actually, I did not know how to do it. Okay, so we talked about the main scheme, how we can tackle this from the start. So from the start, the vision we have. So basically, to build a unified vision and how we want to proceed from now, and not just go into the practical things before tackling how we want to proceed. So the vision and the values which connect us, the progress, the purpose which unite us, and what we want to create. That's the first thing. And the other thing is, okay, so how to materialize it. So basically the first one was the why we're doing this. The second one is the how. How can we achieve this? By what means? So we have allies like Zoom, like meetings, like maybe creating a book together, whatever we can. The means is to achieve one of our goals, which is to spread this and give it to the world. So by physical events, books, social media marketing, whatever the means are. That's the second one. Afterwards, we talked about the motivations which we have, which we can utilize together, so we can motivate ourselves. And then I talked about a nice thing, which is a snowball effect. So basically I say, okay, I did this, and the other one, okay, what did you do? And then we encourage each other. That's a means of motivation, basically. And yeah, so that's the points we tackled, basically.
Great, thank you very much, Jim. And I realized it wasn't Göran, it was Richard. He wrote Göran on his screen, but thank you very much for that. We have some more to share with you. So I will go into the screen share, and after that we will end this session. I will also encourage everyone to actually take contact with each other. Now you have both those you have met in the breakout sessions, you have met people while we had the live broadcast. We also have the messenger group, which I would believe is a little bit hard to have a conversation in. So we created a Facebook group, we will share the link to that to everyone, and just invite people into there, and we will probably manage that together, and hopefully we could also use Parham's ideas of for this world. So when it's up running, the setup. Okay, so working on ideas together is of course something we could actually do, and I would also say that there is already ideas that we can go for together. This is an idea of a new story.
Agendan nu i den gruppen är egentligen 4 punkter.
Okay, so
Man tittar på
we have like someone who is talking about.
rådgivning, omställnings- och beredskapsrådgivning till företag.
Is this just me? Someone is not muted.
I think it's not Hussein.
Okay, I'm muted. So, okay, sorry. Great, thanks. Okay, so we go back one slide here. I was a little bit confused. Moving backwards, okay. Did I do the screen share? No, I didn't. So I do a screen share now, sorry. On this idea called Ship of a New Story. We have created an idea that is something we could work on together. A platform for a new story, and that can contain many different areas of or seminars or whatever you call it. So it's a platform where we can create a new story of us. And if you want to know more about the Ship of a New Story, there is also a website called Ship of a New Story. I guess it's .com or something. We can share that later on. And we hope that we can create a new story of us using the guiding principles of empathy, proactivity, and engagement. And that is to navigate instead of reducing the system as we have been taught. And when the complexity of the system is kept, the power of the system is preserved. So retaining the power from within and also creating our future together. So keep in touch with each other. And we would also like to share with you this picture, which is an idea on how we can work together. When we have an intent of something, or we want to start a project or innovate or whatever we want to do, we really have to embrace it from start, because there's very fragility. It's very fragile for the first parts. If you want to know more about this idea, we have documents we can share with you. We have also put together from Emprogage view, the Emprogage being. It's a document on how you can organize in new ways, in dynamic ways. So if you want to know more about this, please go into emprogage.com and we will share this with you there. And finally, we will say thank you to all of you who were co-creators of this live broadcast, and let it be the platform for the next step. So we wouldn't like to say wrapping up. It's more like choosing the way forward. And those are the people that were at that point engaged in those broadcasts. And let us work for what is best for the world. That is probably what why we all came together from the first start. So this is what we actually had for this meeting. And me and Jens want to say thank you to all of you. And also thank you for not saying no, but saying yes, and saying yes to life. And yeah, let's go out in the sun now and amplify what is and celebrate what's right for the world.
Yeah, and was just a question of what is happening next. As Stellan already said, reach out to the people you have been now talking to. Reach out to the people who have been who you find interesting, or the concepts you find interesting. Another way is, as some of you mentioned, share the story. Find ways to talk about the new paradigm, a new way forward. Make people aware and understand what we are actually doing here, and how it can benefit them. And I guess the last step that is maybe not really specific right now, but is to explore what new concepts can be created. Keep the dialogue ongoing. Yeah, reach out to us.
And also amplify what is already present. So if you find things that are in the same direction as we want to go, best for the world, amplify them, share the concepts, participate in each other concepts. All of you are are a really creative person. So there are a lot of things going on. Yeah. So thank you, everyone, and keep in touch in the Facebook group for now at least, and let's see what platforms we can create together. That's everything from us right now.
Thank you so
very
much.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. And we'll also end the live broadcast now. So everyone who have listened to this or been part of it, thank you for listening, and please share the links on social media. So now we're stopping the live stream. Bye.